Good Thursday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. And of course, folks, you know him. He's not just a great guy, but he's a 17-year NFL veteran, 3-year show veteran of this program.
3?
Has it been 3 or 4? It's been a long time.
Really?
Feels like it. Time flies when you're not with that other host you used to have on there. 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. Folks, Del Hellestray's here, and he's getting more and more excited. SummerSlam's coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. He can't wait. Del Hellestray, everybody.
I have to tell you, Steve, I was watching a little ESPN last night, basking in my Arizona Diamondbacks moving into second place in the wild card standings. Dominated effort yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a SummerSlam promo.
Well, you have to because it's on ESPN.
And
Unlimited or whatever.
Instead of changing the channel, which I would usually do, I decided to watch it.
Yeah.
Wasted 2 minutes of my life as they went through some guy who puts hexes on wrestlers.
Oh my! Yeah, curses them.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's the newest rage of WWE. It's fantastic. He's actually pretty funny.
He
Curse
looked
you.
like the biggest idiot.
Oh, he has the white face guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All made up.
Donhausen. Yeah.
And please.
It's amazing, Dale. It's
please. If you're going to sit there and first, is it pay?
Oh, yeah, he probably makes millions of dollars.
No, but is SummerSlam a pay-per-view thing?
It's on ESPN Unlimited, so you got to have that to pay for it. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, that's no different than a mascot that every NFL team has.
Is he not a wrestler?
He wrestles too, yeah.
So he's a player.
It would be like
It's cockamamie.
Whatever. That's your judge. Did you watch it at all? Did you?
Yeah, I watched and listened. I said, "This is so stupid." He's putting curses on other wrestlers. And then they come true, and it's like,
yeah.
Hold on. You're grown people sit down and watch.
Have you not seen Major League? Baseball is the most superstitious thing on the planet. You don't see Major League where he's like, his bat and everything. It happens in sports too, Dale. Some football players, I wear the same socks every game. I put on my left shoe first every day before I go to practice. Everybody does this. What's the difference? Besides, you have a little bit more fun watching WWE.
And it's fake, and it's
not fake. It's not any more fake than the made-up NFL. They made up NBA. made up Major League Baseball. It's not any more fake than that.
I
all
saw
scripted,
that.
Dale.
And I was like, I was looking for the channel changer 30 seconds into going, this has got to be the stupidest thing.
But you got to watch the wrestling matches, though. That's just a promo. And no.
But that's how they sell it. It's like movie that showing us the best scenes in a trailer.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen some movie trailers where I'm like, I ain't watching that. And then I see the movie, and I'm like, oh, that was a great movie. The same thing here. That promo didn't that entailed to other people, but it didn't entail to you. It doesn't mean you throw it out with the baby out with the bathwater. You know?
Sometimes you have to, Steve.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sending you other clips today. I'm sending you clips of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins battling it out there, and you're gonna see that nonsense happening. You're gonna get all into this.
You're gonna spend 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday watching that nonsense.
6 hour pregame. Post game, have the finest meats and cheeses laid out across my island in my room.
In your room?
In my kitchen. In my bedroom. Yeah. Finest meats and cheeses. We'll be all dressed up, wearing my outfits.
I saw that and I was getting ready to go to bed, and I'm like, I can't get that out of my mind.
It's not any different than any other sport you watch.
You do you.
Not any different than any other
6 other people
than any other 6 other people. It's gonna have record ratings. What are you talking about?
It's in Indianapolis or
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
I said Indianapolis the other day.
Okay.
It's Minneapolis though. Yeah. No, you act like nobody watches this stuff. Yeah. Ethan says Downhausen also curses teams in the NBA, the hockey playoffs, and cursed Stephen A. Smith on live TV. He did. Yep. And then he also said he's the most funny character. I agree. It's just
That's
comedy.
as good as it gets.
Well, normally you don't watch this for comedy.
Oh my goodness.
Watch for giant men and tiny ladies battling it out and stuff like that.
Do you
right?
think he can put a curse on Marvin Harrison to catch footballs?
I don't think it works that way.
Yeah,
Throw it up, Ethan. I don't think it works that way,
You
Dale.
don't?
No, yeah. There you go. I mean, how do you not get involved in this? Where else do you see something as fantastic as this?
My goodness.
He's evil.
Can he wrestle?
We'll find out.
Oh, you haven't seen him wrestle before?
He wrestled in was it AEW before he came over to WWE and stuff like that. Does a little bit, but this is a big match for him. We'll see, dude. It's gonna be. I have a feeling it's gonna be one of those. He's gonna go out there to wrestle, and then he's gonna do some stuff, and everybody's gonna laugh because it's gonna be funny, and then it's gonna kind of be like a silly type thing. I think is what's gonna happen.
Like the rest of it.
No, it gets serious. It gets serious, and when Brock Lesnar doesn't. There's no laughing from Brock Lesnar in that ring. And the boy he's going up against, man, there's no laughing from that dude either. Just two giants in the ring, Dale. You're welcome to come over.
Yeah.
I'll give you my address.
I don't think I'd walk next door to watch it.
I'll send a car. I'll send Ethan to pick you up in my car.
Ooh.
Papa Mike says, woo, woo. I come in and Steven's yelling already. Dale, what'd you do? Insulting my SummerSlam this weekend is what he's doing, Papa Mike. Not allowed. It's going to be better than the Hall of Fame game that we're going to be watching next Thursday. I'll tell you that much.
Can't argue there.
Thank you. We found something that Dale thinks is
Right.
worse.
Except for
than
you're
where we're
telling
at.
me that the SummerSlam was like the big thing for wrestling this year.
No. It's the big thing for the summer. WrestleMania and Royal Rumble are way bigger.
So they do those every year?
Yeah, it's a staple. It's like the majors in golf.
Exactly like the majors in
It
golf.
is.
Yeah.
It's the big thing. It's what you want to be in, man. You want to build up to it.
Scotty
You don't-
Shuffler comes out.
You don't become a wrestler unless you're wrestling in these events, and your dream is to wrestle in the main event of these events.
And so Scotty Shuffler comes out and puts hexes on Rory McIlroy and
Well, it depends on what his character is. Depends on what his character is.
oh my goodness.
Robert says that Dalehausen will be busy watching Hallmark movies this weekend.
Oh goodness.
Dalehausen. That's what we're going to start calling Dale now. I'm going to write that down. Dalehausen.
I watched that and said, "Oh my gosh, this is so stupid." But anyway,
Yeah, no,
I digress.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious.
You know what wasn't stupid yesterday, Steve? You know what wasn't stupid yesterday?
No, because the Shanahan updates gotten stupid again. They're the 49ers.
I'm not seeing that.
Oh yeah, no, I got it for you. I don't. Dale. They're hiding something. Something's hidden.
Really?
I'm sorry. It just we'll talk about that in just a minute here. But Cardinals, Beck's looking good. All he had to do was put on pads, and all of a sudden he's hitting receivers downfield yesterday. Couldn't find a 5-yard pass he didn't like before in training camp, and now all of a sudden he puts pads on and he's hurling the ball down the field. Marvin Harrison, a couple more drops yesterday. My favorite is he'll make a catch, and then people will be like, "Why does this not make people's anti-films?" Because he's supposed to do that. I'm hoping the best for the guy. I'm hoping we need Marvin Harrison. People think I hate him. No, I want him to catch the ball. That's why I'm frustrated with it.
Right.
He's supposed to catch them, and he doesn't, and it frustrates the heck out of you. Like, people think I hate Torey Lovello, and I keep telling people, I think Torey Lovello is a good manager. He gets fired from the Diamondbacks here in September, he'll have another job next year if he wants one. He will. He's that good of a manager. Now he's got his flaws and stuff like that. I don't put it all on him. Doesn't mean I hate him. It's just I see the deficiencies of what they do. and you expect better from him. You want better from him. That's a good thing that people are upset Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't catch passes because we have standards. We have expectations.
Well, and the Marvin Harrison thing. I mean, it's you have a deep crossing route, and there's no defender with it in the.
Oh, so you saw the one I
frame.
talked about? That was 2 days ago. You saw that one?
Yeah,
I told you, right in the hands.
I mean, and again, it's not like you're heaping all these expectations on him.
Yeah.
It's
just catch the ball.
Catch the ball.
Yeah, just catch it. That's my point. It's not, oh, why don't you make it more one hand? Like I saw somebody put a compilation together, and he was being thrown the ball by the coaches in one of those drills, and the coach was throwing it like 3 feet behind him, and he was trying. You're not catching those ones, but people were putting him in the compilation, being
Right.
like, "See, Marvin can't catch," like seriously. And I'm like, dude, that's 3 feet behind him. Nobody's catching that
Right.
type of stuff. No. We're not asking. We're just asking that the ball hits you in the hands at the numbers that you come down with it in a big game, especially 10, 15 yards down the field, because that's a big gain.
And nobody around you. It's not like you were even being contested.
No. But then again, I saw I think it was Jacoby floated a ball up over the defender. The defender wasn't defending the way he would in a game, probably, and he kind of like gave up on it. And Marv got it, and then ran in it for a touchdown. And I saw all these Marv lovers. Why aren't we talking about this catch? And blah, blah. And I'm like, that's what he's supposed to do. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. We just have standards here, man. Catch the ball. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Am I asking too much, Dale?
No.
And I'll be the first one. If
again,
it's behind him 2 feet, he should catch it, but it's a hard catch. I get it. Not everybody's going to catch those 100% of the time.
Well, it all depends, again, on the situation. Is it man-to-man coverage and somebody's hovered all over you and you're trying to twist your body? And make a couple of those catches, but not every one.
You're not going to make everyone like that,
No.
but when they're right in the numbers, nobody around you. I mean, you saw that crossing route one that I'm pretty sure that was 2 days ago because I talked about it yesterday. But even yesterday, he had one. He had two yesterday. I don't. Dale, we need him to catch. That's all I can say on that. We need him to catch really quick because you take off early today to go over and do your hit over there with Holmberg and the boys and over there at KUPD and everything. And I want to talk D-backs with you. But yeah, the Shanahan update.
Yeah, what? I did not see this.
So there's a guy on X who used to cover a lot of stuff and kind of like an investigative journalist is what I would call him now. He's all over the Rossini Vrabel story, and he's like investigating it and finding out new stuff and all of that stuff. But he does a really good job. Whatever you think about him, he's investigating it at least. And, he puts facts out there and things he's found out. Sometimes his opinions, you can take or hit them, and stuff like that. I'll just tell you that right now as we're talking about it. So he's looking into this Vrabel. He's looking into the Shanahan thing.
Yeah.
By the way, he used to cover the 49ers as well. So, he's into those circles, and a lot of people that follow him and everything are Niners fans, right? His name's Tony Farmer. We'll give him the plug here. Follow him on X if you're into this type of investigating stuff out there. He does his own podcast, stuff like that now. But he comes out and he's looking into the Shanahan story. And he publishes last night. Palo Alto police just informed me they will not be releasing body cam footage, the 911 call, or the accident report.
Well,
why would you not? Which means now you got to go to court, so somebody's got to file a report go to court, argue it in front of a judge, and see if they'll release it. But why are you hiding this stuff?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I can almost understand the body cam if it's a gruesome wreck, which Shanahan, it was a bad wreck. Let's just leave it at that, right? He's acknowledged it was a bad wreck and things like that. I can understand body cam maybe holding back to protect the 21-year-old girl and stuff to that effect. You got to blur it, whatever.
Right.
But why not the 911 call and the accident report? What's happening?
All that does is open up more questions.
That's my point. Just release it.
Yeah.
Shanahan's already talked about it. And I don't think Shanahan's lying. Because why would he come out and be like, actually, it's all my fault? phone fell between the thing. I almost killed both of us. Whatever he said. Wouldn't that be something if it comes out he's lying about that, and they want to keep him from being seen as a liar for admitting to it? Nobody thinks that's going to happen.
The only thing that jumps into my mind is like, okay, is there more to it? Like, was there drinking involved? Was there something?
That's what pops in your mind
Right.
when you're not going to release publicly information.
Right.
And you're going to make people go to court and find it. One thing I'm spending today doing, I'll tell you right now, ABC 15 finally they filed a lawsuit in 2024 for the Gilbert Goon stuff with the police body footage and interviews and stuff like that before the public pressure got so big that they actually had to get off their butts as police department and go find these kids and arrest them. ABC 15 finally got that in. But that was 2024 when they filed that lawsuit to get that information. And they just got it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be spending some time in my day today going through watching those body cams and things to that effect to see how bad Gilbert was or how they did overlook it and it wasn't their fault. Like, I'm interested in seeing how this goes because I think Gilbert just turned their blind eye to it. But that's a whole nother subject then.
Right.
But my point is here, they hid it for 2.5 years, which tells you Gilbert was hiding it for a reason. They know they didn't do their job and they were hiding it.
Right.
And that's why they're keeping it away. So that's what we got to find out. I don't get why we're not just releasing it, making it public now. And so it's fascinating. According to Tony Farmer, at least, they say they are not releasing the body cam footage, 911 call, the accident report. 2 basic things that get put out there.
And they said there were no citations given?
No citations given. Here's issue number 2. You cross double yellow lines and run into another car. You're not allowed to cross double yellow lines.
No, that's a citation.
That's a simple citation. I was driving, I think I was doing a trip to Kansas City one time, and I was driving through Salt River, and I was eating M&Ms. There's nobody else on the road, Dale, but you know how it curves and goes up and down. So I was going on over the yellow line into the curve because nobody was coming. I was eating M&M. The cop pulled me over and gave me a ticket for not maintaining my lane. With nobody else there. And I was like, I'm eating M&Ms, dude. He probably thought I was drinking or whatever. And stuff like that. So I know there's a law that says maintaining your lane.
Right. And now on top of it, you cause an accident and you come out publicly and say it's my fault.
You get in a car accident, folks, you get a citation for running in the back of somebody, not failure to maintain your car, things to that effect.
Right.
I think we have a cover up here. And I'm not saying the cover up is Shanahan. That maybe he was doing something. I'm not saying that. Something's in this that they're trying to keep out of the public.
Right. And again, doesn't anybody in their offices go, well, if we make a big deal out of this, then everybody else is going to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, I saw that. And I'm just like, I went right back to you. I was all willing to let it go and just be like, was it just a terrible accident?
Right.
And now I'm like, all right, what are you hiding? Why not? Well, why are we doing this? Tony Romo's DUI thing, which that's a whole nother subject there. Tony Romo's thing's out. They didn't hide it. Nobody hid that one.
Now, again, I'm with you. If there was blood and guts and gore and whatever.
I mean, you can blur it, but I understand maybe holding that back and making them sue you for that.
But the police report should be, boom, out there.
911 call. Somebody calling in, probably screaming.
Yeah.
Somebody calling in on a 911 report to report it so police can respond. That's basic stuff. That gets released not even thinking about it.
Right.
At that point and stuff. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting what they're doing. So that's the Shanahan update there, Dale. And I'm back on my what are we hiding? What are we hiding here?
And why?
Here's the other side. So you're going to go to court. It takes time for the court to go through. Let's say they win it. And I'm not saying it's going to move this fast, but just imagine this. 49ers are getting ready for a playoff game. End of this year. All of a sudden, a judge says this has to be released. And then it gets released. And let's say it's not good. Something is being covered up or hidden and stuff.
Right.
So then you're going into an end of the season game or a playoff game, an important game with that distraction in front of you. At that time, I don't get it, man. I don't get what's happening. Get it out there. But we'll see. Hey, Baker Mayfield feels disrespected
Ooh.
by his Buccaneers extension. He's
Oh.
using those terms, folks.
Ooh.
Baker Mayfield, Arizona Cardinals. Let's go.
Oh, no.
He used the word disrespected. He feels disrespected. There's a hatred there. I mean, you could go get Taysom Hill today. He's available as your quarterback.
Is he playing tight end? Is he playing fullback? Is he playing quarterback?
My favorite thing about him announcing he's not going back to New Orleans was literally they listed like 10 positions that he plays, and it made me giggle a little bit. But Dale, you got to take off here shortly, so I just wanted to do those updates out there. But D-backs win last night. Erod was like, Brennan fought. Oh, your 7 innings were cute. Oh, cute 7 innings there, Tiger. He goes out there and does 8 innings yesterday. Just dominant performance by Erod yesterday. Gave the bullpen, which they have an off day today, so he gave the bullpen, a much-needed break going into a day off today as well. Just extra time to do that as well. Fantastic from him. That's the story of the game. They win 3-0 as well. That's the story of the game. But then while you're watching the game, right, Rodriguez gets done, 8 innings, finishes up. Who you bringing in a closing situation here with 3 down? Don't tell me if you were at work not paying it, you were wondering what that was. We had it on here. I recorded a pit stop yesterday, and I was like, who's coming in the 9th? As soon as we get done recording. Brings in Brandon Garcia, which tells you right there Sewald's out of the closer role. Then afterwards, Torey Lovello said he's going to use Sewald, like I said, use him in lower leverage situations and let him get his confidence back. If you're down by 7 runs, you throw him out there and let him just go pitch, get some confidence back in those situations type of stuff. And then we got the dreaded closer by situation ahead of us now.
Closer by committee, Steve?
Well, I'm going to use situation instead of committee because if you have left-handed hitter coming up, you're going to bring in a righty closer. It's not always going to be Brandon Garcia that comes in. I think you're going to see, different guys in there and stuff like that coming your way and things. Is this the sign that the Diamondbacks, because 23 they stuck with them for a long period of time before they lost a lot of games. Is this a sign that the leadership around the Diamondbacks, jobs on the line, they go, we can't afford to stick with guys right now. We have to make the moves and stay positive.
Well, we talked about it yesterday, the fact that, it was an early game yesterday after a long game the night before. Probably didn't have a whole lot of talk. General Manager Hazen and Torey and higher ups than that, whatever, in that short term. So was this a chance for Torey just to say, hey, I'm making this decision?
I think they had a conversation before the game, like just a general one. And then it was like, hey, okay, you can. Then it was probably like, all right, do what you got to do today. And then let's talk about it. Because after the game, he went on his hit, I believe, on 98.7 and stuff like that. Because you got to talk to Sewald and, Torey said on his radio hit, he flat out said, and I don't know if I believe it or not, but he said that Sewald was like, no, I get it. I'm not playing well, so I'm willing to step aside as closer and let's win some games. He put Sewald in the best light publicly, which is what a manager's job is to do. But here's the other side of it. If Sewald really was like, no, I get it. I suck. I don't need to be the closer. That actually makes me more angry. Throw some fight. You stand up and you throw a chair and you go, how dare you not have faith in me? I can do this. And you throw a chair against the wall and you get mad. Then you walk out and go, whew, man, I've been sucking. Probably the right move. But in the moment, you put up a little bit of a fight. And according to Torey, he's like, no, I get it. Yeah, I'm going to step aside as closer. Let's put guys in there that can win. I want to see some fight from somebody.
Well, the thing is, what's so interesting about this is that the history is not too long ago to where they went through this, and they stuck with them for probably a week or two
Oh.
too long.
I want to say it was almost a month. But yeah, I don't have the exact time, but it felt like forever,
Yeah.
Dale.
Yeah. And so maybe they've learned from that and said, hey, we're not going to do this again. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out another way to go about this. But
There might have been that conversation when they signed him and gave him that role. It might have been, you start to falter, and we're going to make a move this time.
Right.
Type of a situation, right? Give him that thing up front as well. I mean, I'm happy to see the Diamondbacks make that, and the team, of course, rebounded well. I'll say this, which was weird. The team that lost the game the night before after coming back the Pirates looked bad yesterday.
They did.
Looked sluggish. They looked like they were the ones that were having the emotional second day, which makes sense, because you lost that game after coming back. That's an emotional toll by itself. So I was fascinated to watch that as well. But look, you got to give, as much as I want to make fun of the Diamondbacks and the way they operate and things to that effect, they did the right thing here. It's not something we see from them very often. Let me rephrase that. They did the right thing immediately. They tend to, as my mic decides to show up right there, they did the right thing immediately, whereas generally they tend to want to stick with that move.
Yeah, wait for a little bit before they make a change. And he's a veteran.
We know he's going to be good. Yeah,
he's a veteran. I trust him. Okay, well, he trusted him, whatever that was, 3 years ago, too. And that went a whole month and almost cost them an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, remember that 23 years? I mean, they would have walked into the playoffs, and they ended up going to the World Series or rolled their way and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting to see where we are. But there you go, Dale. Your Diamondbacks back on a roll. Throw up the NL wildcard standings here for me.
That, would you please?
Dale called it yesterday. You win tonight. And you win today, and you will take that second spot. Dale manifested it. Thanks to the Phillies losing again.
I'm like that wrestler guy.
Yeah, you cursed the Phillies.
Yeah, curse the Phillies. Now next is the Cubs.
I was watching the Phillies-Yankees series over the weekend, and I think it was Sunday Night Baseball, I think is what it was. Yeah, it was, because John Crook was on the call. And he's all right, but, man, he goes off on these tangents that drive me nuts. But they were talking about Bryce Harper and, all he wants to do is win a World Series, and that's why he's here in Philly. And I'm like, to win a World Series, man, he's got to get out of Philadelphia. That team's not winning anything anytime soon. They have so much talent. It's ridiculous. They're like the Mets. They're lucky they have the Mets in their division as another failure team, because the Phillies are just as bad. But they've lost 3 in a row. So the Diamondbacks, second spot here as well. But don't sleep on the Padres, folks. Look at this. They've won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
They're making a big run again here as well. Phillies are going to wake up. Now, the thing is I think what we're going to see here as the season goes on, I think you're going to see the Pirates, Marlins, Nationals, Cardinals fade as the season goes on. Not terribly fade, but they'll be around 500 or just around 500 or maybe a little bit below it, maybe a couple games above it coming up for the rest of the season. So you have the Phillies and Padres. If you can keep doing what you're doing now, winning series again, with your fairly easy schedule here, you're set to go, man. You're gonna make this run, and you're gonna be able to keep this competitive till the end of September, Dale, which is all we can ask for.
That is all we can ask for, because then it'll move us right into this good looking football season. And then right into the basketball season.
For the over 5 for the Cardinals that I put $10 on the other day, last week.
There you go.
Over 3.5, I mean, not over 5. I think they're going to get 5, but over 3.5 is what I put it down on.
How could anybody ever take the under on 3?
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. You can't. And I dare say, I hate to say things like this, but I firmly believe this, whether it's right or it's wrong. It's hard to only win 1 or 2 games in the NFL. Like, it's hard.
It's almost like you got to be trying.
That's what I'm getting at. And I don't think with the new head coach, with the talent on this team, I don't think this team is going to quit, at least first half of the season. So you might pop up and surprise somebody here or there. I don't know. That's what I'm betting on. Cowboys, Giants, Jets. Right there, you're a 3. I'm trying to figure out the NFC. I'm going through all my stuff. I'm trying to figure out the NFC East. Eagles, obviously. But after the Eagles, man, Washington's tons of new offensive, defensive coordinator, quarterback. Is how healthy is he? The rest of the team there. Cowboys.
Who
Flip
knows?
a coin on them.
Right.
Same thing as every year. They're either going to be really good and surprise everybody, or they're going to be right where you think they are, mediocre as usual from that side.
Giants.
Just because they got Harbaugh, they're all of a sudden going to become good.
Yeah.
It's basically the same team. They'll get Neighbors back at some point, but they're basically the same team. Does the head coach make them a playoff contender? I don't think so. But is it possible? I guess so. Harbaugh, you guys watch Harbaugh at the end there in the Ravens the last 7 years? Saying. So I'm trying to figure out the NFC East, man. This is the most confusing one on the planet.
So you'll get to talk to Lou. I have seen him on Twitter be very vocal about these people who are taking overs and unders and all
well,
that.
he says don't take overs this time of year,
Right.
take unders.
Right.
Yeah. Now the Ravens have a really easy schedule, but I agree with him. I think they're not. They're going to win. They're going to win under 11.5, even though they have a favorable schedule. But I think that again has to do with new coaching staff, all of that stuff. You'll have some faltered games in there, like the Seahawks. New offensive. I think the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks is a big deal. That offense is going to run different this year. It's going to be fascinating to watch. But the NFC East is the one that I'm sitting here going, I don't flip a coin. Throw it up in the air. See what happens. Fun times. Dale, get out of here. Go see your boys over there.
I will do that. Would you like me to tell them anything?
Well, I'll see them later on today, from what I understand.
Okay.
Are you guys not coming in for that later on?
Oh, I will. We were planning on it as of Tuesday.
Well, that's the thing. What big thing does John have that he has to cancel again?
It's the Fountains Bronco.
Is he not? Is it not in the repair? I haven't listened in a while.
Yeah.
See if it gets in the shop there. We'll tell him hello, of course. Tell him I'll be on the show next time.
Hello, Dobson night.
Yeah, tell him I wasn't able to make it today. I'll be there next time. Uncle Lou's coming up top of the hour, folks. Come back and join me. Until then, the main event. And we're back here. Main event. Dale takes off on Thursdays and does his hit over there on Holmberg's Morning Sickness with all the boys over there at 9 o'clock. He goes over there and has some fun, of course. And then, of course, Lou comes in here top of the hour. Well, we see what he's got in updates or any comments on NFL talk out there. Then, of course, the UFC action last week over there in Abu Dhabi overnight or early morning. This week, another morning UFC event. We'll talk about that coming up as well with Uncle Lou and just generally have a lot of fun out there as well. Really quick, in terms of the YouTube, you can join the chat. You can join our text line, 623-252-6670. That's just like texting your buddies or your girlfriends or your wives, your girlfriends and your wives there on your phone. We don't respond back to you there on the text line. We just get them in. We respect your privacy there, but we'll see them. We'll read them. Of course, tag us at TME Sports Show as well. And let us know. Join in the conversations there if you'd like. And then join the YouTube chat that we have up as well right now. So Papa Mike, of course, big Oklahoma fan, says, Boomer Sooner Baker. He used the word disrespected today. Now, that's all. You're going to see a lot of those terms as he's upset he didn't get his deal done. He's playing on his final year of his deal, things to that effect. You're going to see a lot of those types of words used to try to gain leverage and things like that as well coming up for him, right? Ann says, I wouldn't mind a little shake and bake with the Cardinals. Not too bad of an idea there with this layout that they have or the roster that they have. And then Robert says, must have been a late night meeting at the D-Bag Brain Trust on Tuesday. I don't know if Hazen was there. I didn't see anything that he was there. But I mean, it's a phone call away, right, that you do and have that conversation. Obviously, Torrey was given the approval to move on from him. It might have just been yesterday. It might have just been as simple, do what you're going to do today. Do what you need to do today, and we'll talk about it afterwards type of situation. It could have been as simple as do it, click. as well. But we're seeing something we generally don't see from the Diamondbacks. And that's my bigger point here. They normally don't make moves and big decisions like this quickly. And they did it this time. So I'm going to attribute it to a recognition that they needed to make the change. Whereas in the past, job security leads to decisions being made differently. If you feel like you're safe, you might give him some extra chances. If you think your job's on the line, you might be like, we need to make this change now. And we need to protect these guys and protect me, from what I love to do here as well. And two things came in, which is interesting. Basically at the same time, Ethan came in and said, have Zach as a closer, meaning Zach Gallen. Then right pretty much at the same time, Ann chimes in and says, I don't know if I would trust Gallen as a closer, but maybe that is the change he needs. Here's my problem with Zach Gallen trying to be the closer. He doesn't have the stuff. My problem with Paul Sewald, I've told you guys all along, is he's not a closer that you think of as a closer. He throws, and he got away with it the first half of the year. I mean, we gave him all the props. Mid-90s pitcher, low high 80s, mid-90s pitcher. Location's more of his stuff. That worries me. What's Zach Gallen's problem when he comes into a game? First inning, he gives up 3 runs. He might settle down after that, but he comes in the game. No. Your closer needs to come in the ninth and shut it down immediately. And I don't think Gallen has the mentality to be a closer. You have to have a mean son of a gun attitude to walk in there and take over that game like that. You got to have that level of a confidence. And I don't think Zach Gallen's got it. He doesn't have the personality to do it as well. Now, for what you're saying here, right? If it's well, you got to keep in mind also Zach Gallen and his agent have a say on this too, right? But you need bullpen arms. Who are you taking out of this starting lineup right now to put him back into that lineup? Yeah, the young guys, right? But you have Soroka coming back that's going to get a spot there. So you kind of have to watch that going into it. But in terms of trying it, I wouldn't be opposed to putting him out there. My biggest problem with it is Zach Gallen gives up a lot of runs early in the game. So you don't need your 9th inning guy going out there, your closer going out there and then giving up the 3 runs right off the bat going into it. But something you try, sure. I don't think he has a mentality to do it, me personally. It's not a knock on him. Closers have to have different mentalities. You ever seen a closer on the mound? They're just a commanding presence. Even Sewald, when things were going well for him earlier this year, he just confidence oozing out of him. Does Zach Gallen on the mound look like there's confidence oozing out of him? Yeah. Ethan says at least try it for a game and see what happens to him. Well, that's what I'm getting at. I'm not opposed to trying it. If there's a game where you need a righty pitcher out there for whatever reason to close out the game, you need to get him some game action. Yeah, throw him out there. See what happens. Have a big enough lead to protect yourself, but see what happens out there as well, right? Things. But, I always say, try something new, right? Change the way you drive to work. Change the M&Ms on the secretary's desk. Put your right sock on first and then your left sock. I always say, try something new. That is thinking outside the box and see what happens. Papa Mike says, I left a few comments on the business show this morning. If you have time, check them out. Well, of course, Papa Mike. I'll go back and check that out as well there. Did you guys see, by the way, I did that on the business show today. Did you see LeBron James when he announced he was going to the 76ers? I did this story on the business show today. He blew away Shohei Ohtani's sales after he went to the Dodgers. What was that, 2023? I think is when he went to the Dodgers, if I remember right. 2024, something like that. LeBron James's jersey of the 76ers is flying off the shelves. It is fascinating to see as well. Robert says closers need the mentality of a cornerback. Don't carry over things to the next batter or play. And then Robert, and I agree with you on that, because if you make a bad pitch, right, you got to forget about it and throw another one. My biggest problem is with Sewald. Like I said, I'm not knocking Sewald for this. He did a fantastic job beginning of the season, and he's lost it for some reason. But Robert says velocity helps. To me, Me personally, you can argue with me till you're blue in the face, and I'm going to tell you, my closer is going to be like Miller in San Diego, Chapman back in the day. When in his prime, I know he's still pitching for the Red Sox and stuff like that. That is the type of pitcher. I want him to be 6'2", 6'4", lanky, tall, bruising personality, mean looking, right? Got a Fu Manchu going, spitting his tobacco out while he's on the mound. I know I'm going a little overboard there. But then I want him to walk in there and throw 100 and something miles an hour. Just straight gas. Three pitches right down the middle, 101 miles per hour, just daring the guy to hit it. And just staring him down when he doesn't. I don't know. That's just me. That's what I want in a closer. That's what I love in a closer. That's what I watch in a closer, and stuff to that effect. And, velocity is important to me in a closer. But Sewald, I told you guys this, if you guys have been watching us all year. Sewald just confounded me all season long, especially at the beginning. Because I'm like, how does he not get hit? How does he not get lit up the way he closes? And he was doing great. Then things changed, though, So it's kind of fun to watch that as well out there. On the YouTube chat, Robert said closers. Oh, I already read that one. Velocity helps. Robert says, Phillies fans are delusional. Well, yeah. It is amazing, isn't it? But Ethan goes, yes, they are. They're a very passionate fan base. Look, like I told you guys, like I said it when Dale was in here. The Phillies are lucky they have the Mets in their own division, let alone in baseball. Phillies payroll ain't cheap, folks. They have underperformed for the last several years. Underperformed, even in the playoffs. That Diamondback comeback to beat them in that playoff year, 23, to go to the World Series, never should have happened on paper, right? That's why you play the games, though. They have so much talent, so much money in there with that talent base, and they just can't get over that hump. It just underperformed city there in Philly. And that's why I kind of joked around when I don't remember if Crux said it or somebody else on the broadcast. There was a 3-man booth at the time. I'm not sure if somebody else said it at the time, but they were just pounding like Bryce Harper just wants to win a World Series here, and that's his dream, and he's trying so hard to get there. And I'm just like, move. You're not. I'm sorry, folks. You're not winning a World Series in Philadelphia. Of course, now that I said that, they'll probably go on a run and win it, right? Early in the show, we gave you Shanahan's update. And not necessarily Shanahan's update. We're just calling it the update. Maybe we need to do a little sounder here on that. Shanahan update. But here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. I told you LeBron James jerseys. I did it on the business show today. McCollum on Business on demand now on YouTube and on Rumble as well. Of course, catch it live at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. Don't forget, we'll be here tomorrow, folks. We've started our 5-day-a-week, the normal work schedule here after we took a little bit of a summer break on Fridays here for the last month, a month and a half or so. But, LeBron James jersey sold through the roof. When I saw this announcement here, my first thought was, who's going to watch this? Who's going to watch it? But then I read the story about the jersey sales and how record jersey sales in 24 hours after he made his announcement he's going to Philadelphia, record sales of his Philadelphia 76ers jersey. The 76ers jersey sold faster and higher quantity than it did when he went to the Lakers and signed with the Lakers. Right? LeBron James and ESPN are closing in on an agreement for a behind-the-scenes documentary series that will be similar to Michael Jordan's The Last Dance. So it's going to be a behind-the-scenes documentary on LeBron James's final seasons, right, here in Philadelphia. It's expected to use footage from his entire career, including some of the never-before-seen footage. It's expected that LeBron will also have a camera crew documenting his time with the 76ers this season. I mean, do it. Is what LeBron's always wanted to have done for him. But to compare it to The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, that's where it kind of turns me off a little bit. My problem with LeBron James and this style of a format is we don't know who the real LeBron James is, meaning the public. He's got friends. Rich Paul, obviously, his agent, and that agency knows him pretty well, knows the real him. Publicly, though, we don't know the real LeBron. To me, he's one of those guys that's just fake in the public. That's not the real him. So my initial thought on this documentary is oh my God, he's always going to be quote unquote on while the cameras are on him. He's always going to be like he's going to be looking to do, after a game and the 76ers lose, he's going to stand up in that locker room and give a speech, a win one for the Gipper type speech when you normally wouldn't do it. Right? He's going to be sitting in his locker with the book. Maybe the book will be right side up this time. Maybe the book won't be in chapter 1 when he opens it up and pretends like he's reading it. It's just going to be performative action. With The Last Dance and Michael Jordan, you saw the real Michael Jordan, the competitive, the laughing at his teammates, and his competitors out there and things. You saw the real Michael Jordan. I believe that's the real Michael Jordan. I think this is just going to give us the fake LeBron James, the public LeBron James, where, he's going to walk around with glasses on now to look smarter, right? He's going to go up to his teammates, and instead of talking basketball, he's going to talk about, the politics of the day and how he thinks he would solve the Middle East turmoil happening right now. Stuff that doesn't happen in real life. I think that's what we're going to get with that documentary coming up. But then again, I go back to, I just saw how much jersey sales for the 76ers they sold in the first 24 and 48 hours. Outsold his amount of jerseys he sold when he went to the Lakers. To the 76ers. There's obviously an audience out there for LeBron James that's going to tune into this. Good for them. Just that's my initial reaction. We're going to see the LeBron James that he wants you to see. Not the real LeBron James. The whole point of these documentaries in my eyes is we see the real person, good or bad, in my opinion. Like Michael Jordan, we saw the Michael Jordan. Now, I'm sure some things are hidden. I'm not saying it's everything. I'm sure some things are hidden. It's just we've already seen LeBron pull out a book at his locker. We've already seen him trying to give a speech. It just fails miserably because his teammates are staring at the wall instead of listening to him. I don't know. It's just going to be fun. But there you go. If you're interested in that, I don't mean to poo-poo it if you're interested in that. That being said, I'll probably watch it. When it comes out, end of the year, maybe we'll do a review of it here as well as we talk about that coming up here. So Diamondbacks are off today here on this Thursday. Off day for them, which is good in that second spot as of right now. Then they go at Cleveland starting tomorrow for 3 at Cleveland to end the month of July. Cleveland's a beatable team. Now they are in the playoff situation. I'm looking it up right now. I believe they're in the 3rd spot in the AL. Let me look it up here. They are. They're 1 game ahead of the Astros right now. Astros are making a run, by the way, into this playoff. They won 3 in a row. I know. It was all over SportsCenter last night when I was paying attention to that. Astros are 8-2 in their last 10, so they're making a run up here. But Cleveland Guardians are in that last place spot in the AL. A game above the Astros, game and a half above the Twins on the outside looking in, 2.5 ahead of the Seahawks. I'm sorry, the Seahawks, the Mariners. Wrong Seattle team. So there we go. Guardians, another team that's in the playoff hunt that, 56 and 54. You just lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals, won 2 out of 3 against the Pirates, equal teams to you. Now you got the Guardians, another equal team to you that you have to go out there and get it done. So off day today for the Diamondbacks, coming up later on today. Now in terms of the Cardinals training camp, look, we're just last couple of days are the padded days out there, full pads. I'm not kidding you. I was joking around earlier that Carson Beck just had to get some pads on him, and all of a sudden he could start throwing downfield. I made that joke, but it's true what happened. He was a very dink and dunk guy early in camp. Yesterday, all of a sudden, he starts launching them a little bit farther downfield, right? The running game, you can single out Love and the way he looks here early in the early in camp. Looks good. How's that? The running back game for the Cardinals is going to be good. They're going to have a solid core of running backs, barring they stay healthy all season. Whatever the combination is. Does Trey Benson stay on this team? Is he the last man out? Somebody else the last man out? But they're going to have a solid running back squad out there. Wilson looks good. Trey, of course, looks good. Right? Some of the other receivers that are in camp here are looking good so far. We talked about Marv earlier. And, I hope he can figure it out. He needs to figure it out. I hope he does. But my bigger point on that is just simply it could be worse, right? What you don't want to see early in camp is your team just suck in, throwing a ton of interceptions, running game not doing anything, passing game. So they're on the pace of where you want them to look early in camp. Does it mean anything? No. Absolutely not. It means nothing. Is the Hall of Fame game next Thursday mean anything? No, it means absolutely nothing. But you can watch it. Now, keep in mind, NFL training camps are soft. Dale talks about it all the time. They do their weigh-ins, they do their card conditioning, and boom, they're in pads hitting back when he played. Not happening here. But like I said, kind of like the NBA Summer League. You don't want to see guys out there just flailing and being terrible. That's not a good sign. At least so far, we're seeing with the Cardinals competency and progress. We'll put it that way. We'll call it progress moving forward. And LaFleur's been speaking a lot, and I've been watching all of his press conferences and kind of taking it in. They put review boards up in the stadium, so now they're putting him in their Tempe facility as well, so they can review stuff right away. Basically you finish a play, you can turn around and it'll be replayed up there, and you can coach in the moment. Pretty fantastic what they're doing with that type of stuff out there and things like that. I like LaFleur so far. He even came out and said, look, I'm going to make bad play calls. Carson Beck, he specifically named Carson Beck. He needs to learn what to do and how to handle my bad play calls. Not every play caller is 100% correct and does a great job out there. So LaFleur seems to have this awareness we haven't seen a lot from coaches so far here with the Cardinals. Gannon especially. He has an awareness so far, at least the way he talks. Now, could it be dangerous where it moves into telling us too much? Possibly. But as of right now, I don't think so. I like LaFleur as the coach so far. Now, can he get this team together to perform with the hard schedule that they have coming up is kind of the question. Injuries are already starting. A Detroit Lions starter yesterday got hurt, carted off the field at one point. A Cincinnati Bengal, I think it was a defensive lineman, planted his foot. And if you don't want to see the video, don't look at it, because that thing bends in ways it's not supposed to there as well. So we're seeing some injuries. Of course, first training camp for the Panthers, they lost their reported starting lineup, a linebacker as well coming into that. So just knock on wood, Cardinals stay healthy here as we continue through it. And then we're going to start, obviously, with the Rams, Seahawks, already 49ers all in training camp now. We're going to start paying attention to them going forward. 49ers are going through injury stuff right now. Purcell, Ricky goes into camp, still dealing with an swollen leg off of his knee injury last year. What was that, meniscus, I believe, for the 49ers flaring up here at the beginning of camp and things. Obviously, Brock Purdy is coming back from some injury stuff as well going into this. Kittle started on the PUP list. I don't think he's been recalled yet. So it's interesting to see early in camp how some of these teams are dealing with some of these injuries. Are they long-term injuries or not? It's like Uncle Lou always says, folks. Don't go overs here too early, because an injury could swamp that pretty quickly here. And speaking of Uncle Lou, well, he's here in the building. So let's take our top of the hour break, come back, second hour with Uncle Lou from Gabbloo.com, the contributor on VSiN as well. All around good guy. Let's not forget that. Uncle Lou coming up next, folks.